Imagine waking up at midnight and seeing your wife of 35 years in the backyard, quietly digging under the rose bushes you planted together. At first, you smile. Maybe she's just relieving stress. Then you hear her whisper into the phone. Friday. Everything's on schedule. He won't suspect a thing. Trust me. My name is Raymond Harlan. I'm 61. And in that frozen moment, I realized the woman I'd built a life, a family, and a thriving construction company with had been planning to send me to prison. Stick with me until the very end. What she was burying, what we dug up, and the trap we set will leave you speechless. Drop your city in the comments when you finish. I read every single one. Let's see how far this story reaches. It all started in Phoenix, Arizona. I built Harlan Construction from the ground up, starting with small repairs, showing up at dawn with my tools and a thermos of coffee. Over 35 years we grew into major commercial projects, offices, medical centers, retail spaces. The kind of work that leaves your name on the city skyline. Claire was by my side from day one. We married the year I started the company. She had that bright accounting mind and a smile that made the hardest days worth it. We raised two incredible kids, Sophia, now 34 and our shop CFO, and Lucas, 32, who runs the job sites with the same steady hands I taught him. Family dinners every Sunday. Trips to Sedona. The kind of life that looked perfect from the outside. But that Monday night in December changed everything. I woke around 10 p.m. to the soft scrape of the sliding glass door. I thought Claire couldn't sleep. Then came the clink of ceramic on stone. I moved to the bedroom window overlooking the backyard. There she was in the moonlight, dressed in dark clothes, carefully moving one of her decorative rose pots. She knelt, dug with a small trowel, placed something in the hole, covered it, and positioned the pot exactly over the spot. She checked the placement 3 times before slipping back inside. When she came to bed, I pretended to be asleep. "What were you doing out there?" I murmured. "Just tending the roses, Ray," she said softly, that familiar warmth in her voice. "The night air helps them. Go back to sleep." But her answer felt too perfect, too rehearsed, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd just witnessed the first step of something much darker. The next morning I drove straight to Sophia's office. "Dad, what's wrong?" she asked, seeing my face. I told her about the midnight digging. Her expression went stone cold. She pulled out a thick folder labeled Desert Peak Anomalies. "I've been finding strange invoices," she said. "Signatures that look exactly like yours, but the company doesn't exist." What we discovered next made my blood run cold, and it was only the beginning. We cross-checked dates. Every fake invoice lined up perfectly with days Claire had asked unusually detailed questions about my schedule. She'd been mapping my absences for months. But that was nothing compared to what happened the following Monday night. I stayed awake this time, watching from the window like a man guarding his own life. At exactly 10 p.m., Claire slipped out again, carrying another rose pot. This one closer to our old Palo Verde tree. She dug deeper, placed something wrapped in plastic, covered it with the same surgical precision, checking the spot 3 times. I texted Sophia immediately. "Second burial confirmed." What we dug up the next morning would shatter our entire family. While Claire was at her standing spa appointment, the 3 of us, me, Sophia, and Lucas, went to the garden. I dug where she'd buried the first pot. About 15 inches down, the shovel hit glass. A carefully wrapped bottle. Inside, forged invoices with my signature, fake business cards, a sample of cheap, crumbling concrete that would fail any building inspection on our flagship medical center project, and the sterling silver jeweled pen I gave Claire on our 10th anniversary, the one she cried happy tears over, calling it the most thoughtful gift she'd ever received. She had used it for years to practice forging my signature. My hand shook holding that pen. The gift of love turned into the weapon that almost destroyed me. The second bottle, buried even deeper, held something wise, a USB drive. On it, fabricated emails I never sent, fake bank accounts in my name, and chilling audio files of my own voice saying things I would never say. "We can cut corners on materials. The inspectors won't notice if we time it right." It was AI-generated deepfake audio. And the smoking gun that proved who made it? The background sound of Claire's African gray parrot in her private bedroom, repeating my phrases perfectly. She had been recording me for months, training the AI in the one room she declared off-limits 2 years earlier. But the deepest cut was still coming. We found the master document, a 15-page insurance strategy outlining exactly how she planned to frame me for fraud, get me arrested on Friday, position herself as the innocent wife, and sell the company cheap to erase her massive gambling debts. She wasn't just cheating. She wasn't just leaving. She had built an entire criminal network with a casino operator named Marcus Vale and others to take everything I'd built. With less than 3 days until her plan tipped to authorities, we had one choice: set a trap. With our lawyer and a private investigator, we put $200,000 into a monitored escrow account. I casually told Claire I'd help with some financial obligations. She took the bait immediately. When Marcus tried to collect, the FBI, already investigating him, got the alert. Agents showed up Friday morning just as Claire sat at her laptop, about to send her anonymous fraud report against me. I walked into her private office as surveillance footage played on the living room TV behind her. Months of her secret meetings with Marcus. "Claire," I said quietly, laying the anniversary pen on her desk. "Why?" She tried every story. Loneliness, threats, love for the family. Sophia and Lucas stood beside me, united. When the agents placed her in handcuffs and read her rights, Marcus had already flipped on her for a deal. She looked back at us one last time, broken. "I'm sorry." We said nothing. 3 years later, the Palo Verde tree I planted where her first rose pot once stood now shades our monthly Thursday dinners. The roses are gone. In their place grows something honest. Deep roots, steady growth, no constant drama. Sophia still runs the books at Harlan Construction with unbreakable integrity. Lucas built his own successful remodeling company the right way. Clean books, honest bids. I quietly made sure he won a big school project by adjusting our bid just enough. He thinks he earned it completely on merit. That's the greatest gift I could give him. Every first Thursday we sit under that tree. No agendas. Just real talk, real laughter, and the kind of family forged in fire. I don't regret the 35 years. Some moments were genuinely beautiful. The kids' births, building the business side by side, quiet nights of pride. But I learned you can grieve the beautiful illusion without losing the real parts that mattered. The roses needed endless attention and still died easily. The Palo Verde thrives in tough soil with deep roots and gives shade for decades. That's what I choose now. If you've ever been betrayed by the person you trusted most, the one who was supposed to have your back, know this: the pain cuts deeper than anything visible. But on the other side is strength you never knew you had. Trust your gut. Protect what's real. When someone shows you who they are through their actions, believe them the first time. Drop your city in the comments. I read every single one. Have you faced family betrayal? How did you rebuild? Share this story with someone who needs it. Thank you for staying until the end. Some details were shaped for storytelling, but the lessons about trust, courage, and choosing truth are very real. God bless. Build something honest.